The Cheating Death Podcast is a comedy, informational podcast providing objective information about each and every situation. We are not political nor religious. We are merely analytical and litigious. Viewer discretion is advised. On today's episode of the Cheating Death Podcast, we provide insight on how you can accept being okay with not being okay. Understand, dear listeners, that there is no way that we have all the answers, but we can seek some of them if we try. We're also going to provide you with an all-new joke of the episode, a brand new top 5 list of our current favorite summer beers, and much, much more. So, dear listener, you know what to do. Grab yourself an iced coffee. You survived the winter. You deserve a treat. Grab a blanket. Put your feet up, and let us tell you how you can cheat death. This is your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. Over the years, we as a society have grown and evolved to a point to where we believe wholeheartedly that we are at the zenith of where we have been. Though this is a lie, you see all these beautiful architecture pieces that dwell within Eastern Europe and in some parts of the Southern Urals, as well as in a lot of areas that would be normally considered inhabited for longer periods of time. You ever wonder how and why people say that they are put together utilizing a mere hammer and chisel when it is quite clear that expert mason work, planning, architecture, mathematic precision is required for these endeavors? We must find a way to ultimately unwrap our minds to understand exactly what it is we are being told. History, we are told, is written by the winners, but in this time, you, dear listener, your history is up to you to decide. You are the one in whom is going to be able to craft your journey and figure out the hymns and the haws and the obstacles and the obelisks in your way. There is nothing that can stop you. There is nothing that can stop the right motivated person. Socioeconomic conditions, physiological circumstances, external influences, absolutely nothing. So, dear listener, do yourself a favor. Look yourself in the mirror, smile, and tap that mind of yours into existential oblivion. This has been your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. Willkommen, meine Freunde. Guten Morgen, guten Tag und eine gute Nacht. Ist ein Reisender und ein Ausländer, deine Cleric of Chaos. And it has been made quite clear over the course of the past several months through conversing with our lovely social circle, identifying times in which to meet up for cups of espresso and conversation, that a lot of people are not necessarily feeling too confident about their futures, that they may be feeling a little bit apprehensive about exactly what it is they are going to do when it comes to their future world. Dear listener, if this is you, I need you to understand that there is no shame in being afraid. There is no shame in being annoyed, and there is no shame in being frustrated, especially when it is a situation to which you harbor absolutely no control, but the decisions that are being made are going to impact your life in a grand way. Note that when you take into consideration just how hard that you have worked and just how long that you have tried to reach some level of serenity within your soul. It does not help anyone in any way, shape, or form for people to be combative, divisive, completely chaotic in a way that is not beneficial to anyone in whom is seeking a solution. We as a species have evolved to configure answers that were not previously available centuries before. And instead of moving forward and utilizing Moore's Law as a template to be able to expand and to grow the species, we are here in a new millennium still behaving like absolute monsters to people sometimes. Still absolutely mind-blowing that people care about the color of other people's skin. It is mind-blowing that people still care about which god they pray to. It is mind-blowing that people are still indoctrinated and fooled to believe that any politician has their best interests in mind. It is imperative for you to note, dear listener, that there is no way for you or anyone you have ever known to have all of the answers right out of the gate. Though, when you take into consideration how life and progress work, there are no answers. There are only questions, and then further branches that those questions provide. Once you are given an answer to a situation to where you may or may not have been given an opportunity in which to grow, your brain will start to react in a way that you may not necessarily recognize. So when we all take a look at our lives from a grand perspective and we all subjectively criticize and critique every single little thing that happens, we are not being fair to ourselves. We are not being nice to ourselves. We are not allowing ourselves the grace, the moments, the time, anything that we should be allowing ourselves to do. There are people on this planet who are going through absolute hell every second of every day. And yet those people, they are some of the strongest souls to ever exist on this planet because they do not take their anger out on other people. They manifest it and they channel it accordingly. They use it constructively. And of course those same people get sad. Everyone gets sad. It's a standard human emotion. I mean, unless you're a narcissist, a sociopath, or a guy with half a brain, in which case you may or may not feel anything. But given that we're not a neurologist, that is not our field of expertise. The normal average human being will process several emotions throughout the course of a day. Sometimes they can oscillate, and sometimes they can go from one extreme to another. This is all part of the beautiful experience that we share when we take into consideration everything that we have ever brought before us. The human experience is a difficult one. A lot of us say, we'd rather be cats. We'd rather be squirrels. We'd rather be raccoons. We'd rather be zebras. We'd rather be blah, 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 blah. The grass is always greener on the other side. The odds that you exist at this moment in time, or rather at all, are 1 in 1 to the power of 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 million. So please understand, and that number might be a bit off, I might be reading it wrong, but you gotta note that, yeah, external influences in social media are absolutely going to turn you down. Other people's lives are going to look absolutely fantastic. Very few are open and transparent about every element of their lives because of shame, because of concern that they will not be considered as good as another human being. Dear listener, I genuinely hope that this isn't something that you deal with. At the end of the day, we owe it to ourselves to do the very best that we possibly can. So, how are you going to find yourself? Is it through meditation? Is it through enlightenment? Is it through education? Is it through fulfillment? Why don't you give us an email at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com and let us know how things are going. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. At the top of the episode, we promised you a list of our top 5 current favorite summer beers, given that the weather is finally turning around. And without further ado, let us dive right in. Coming in at number 5, we have Schulterhofer 5% Mesquite Grilled Barbecue Beer. Absolutely fantastic, beautiful, voluminous lager to have during a barbecue afternoon if you're looking for something smoky. Coming in at number 4, we have Asahi Beer Extra Dry. Coming in at number 3, we of course cannot possibly forget about the absolute lovely beer that is Polene Muchner Weissbier, which is a delicious, well evenly noted wheat beer. Coming in at number 2, we have Kronenberg 1664 Blanc, and coming in at number 1, ladies and gentlemen and dear listeners, we have the Röstastuhl Raspberry Ale. So, if you are looking for any further beers or any further drinks to try, feel free to email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com with your list. Today's joke has been brought to you by the Cleric of Chaos. They say that a happy office worker is one who does not have to do very many photocopies. Well, the last time I checked, you only have one photo on your ID card. Whether or not we take into consideration the minds that dwell within the confines of this pale blue sphere in which we all inhabit, there is one consistency. We all want to try at some point in our lives. We all wish to move forward, to try harder, and to venture forth beyond limits that we ever could have known. This is not a calamitous situation. This is not something to which you should be afraid of. Progress is beautiful. Change is vital. And ultimately, everyone dies. Everyone will be forgotten. So what do you have to lose? Take this moment and do the very best you can. Take care of yourselves and each other. The Cheating Death Podcast is brought to you by Nachdem Lieben CRDVC, Cleric of Chaos, somewhere you can find all podcasts on all platforms. We'd like to thank Ransom as well as Hunter Collins for the recent support to the Buy Me a Coffee Fund, as well as Carol for her recent support to the Injury Support Fund. If you'd like to support the program, you may do so at the links in the episodes and in the podcast's description. Please follow our friends at the pinned profile post on our Twitter page and at the links in the episodes and podcast description as well. Follow us at twitter.com/weallcheatdeath and youtube.com/cleric of chaos and youtube.com/weallcheatdeath as well. If you or anyone you know is experiencing psychiatric duress, please call 1-800-799-7233 to access 24-hour emergency help with regards to domestic violence and mental health situations, and 1-800-273-8255. All other numbers that are associated with addictions, gambling issues, or any other sort of emergency can be found in the podcast's episode's description as well. Remember, dear listeners, life is not going to be a one-way street for anyone. So when you are looking to adopt a playful puppy or a cute kitten, please visit your local animal adoption rescue center. And remember, no matter how hard it gets, we're pulling for you. We're all in this together.